Hello, this is another SudokuPrimer video. Go to SudokuPrimer.com for more techniques. In this video we're going to solve a medium puzzle. This is puzzle number 40 from Sudoku To Go Volume 100 by Soap Opera Digest. In this video we're going to solve the entire medium puzzle, and while we're solving it we're going to use three different techniques. We're going to use a wall pattern. We're going to find twins and triplets and use those to our advantage. Even if we can't solve the twins and triplets after we find them, we can still use them. And then we're going to also talk about double row column elimination. There are several walls in this puzzle already. There's a wall here, and wall here, here, and here. There are 6 walls. And so I'll show you how to use those to find numbers. Right here we have a double wall, and so therefore we have only 3 numbers left here, or 3 cells left that don't have numbers in them yet in this square. So let's just look at that right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2, 4, and 8 have to go in these 3 cells. We could actually solve those right now, but I'm not going to illustrate the fact that even if you can't solve twins or triplets, you can use them to your advantage once you find them. We know these are 2, 4, and 8, and we've got a 3 and a 9 here, so there are only 4 numbers that fit in these 4 cells that we don't know yet, but we can find them easily. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 5, 6, and 7 fit in these 4 cells. So let's look at those and see if we can solve any of them. Here's a 1, so this is either a 5, 6, or 7. This is either there's a 5 right here and a 1 here, so that's its 6 or a 7. Right here we've got a 5, so 1, 6, or 7. And right here we've got 1, 5, 6, 7. So since we have 1, 5, and 6 already that we can't put in here, we can fill that in with a 7. Okay? So you see, because we knew that these were triplets, even though we haven't solved them yet, we can start solving other numbers. We can take advantage of those triplets. Okay, let's look a little closer here. We've got a 1 here, so these can't be 1s, so this is a 1. And so now we have just 5 and 6 left here. There's a 5 there, so you can put a 6 there and a 5 there. Okay. So because of these triplets, even though we didn't solve them, we solved the rest of that row. Now let's just go ahead and solve these triplets. There's a 2 here, so one of these is a 2. We can put a 2 there. So therefore that's a 2. There's a 4 here, and you can see as I do this how this wall helped us find that 2, because 2s can only fit here. They can't fit in this column because there's a 2 here. They can't fit here because it's already filled in with that wall. So we know that the 2s have to be here. Let's do that same thing with the 4 here. 4, so 4 has to go in one of these in this column. So this can't be a 4 because of that, so this is a 4. And then we've got an 8 to complete it. Alright, let's look around a little more. We have these twins right here, 2 and 3. Because of these, we know that 3, 3, 3 and 2, 2, 2, those are 2, 3 twins. Let's just try that using these 2, 3 twins. In this case, we can't solve these right now, but let's use them to see if we can find anything else. We've only got 4 more numbers in this row outside of these 5 numbers that we know about already. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 6, 8, 9. So let's see, we got an 8 there, so 4, 6, 9. We got a 9 there and a 4, so that's a 6 or an 8. We've got an 8 here, so that's a 4, 6, or 9. And we've got an 8 and a 9 here, so this has to be a 4 or a 6. Now one thing we can do real quickly here is, because there's an 8 here and we can't put an 8 here, we know this is an 8. So fill that one in. If we didn't know these were twins, we couldn't do that because there are no 8s here, so 8 could fit here or here or here. But because we know these are twins, we can solve that 8. Okay, so what do we have left? What was it? 4, 6, 8, 9. So now we have 4, 6, still have 4, 6, 9 there, and 4, 6 there, and 4, 6, 9 there. Okay. Let's look right over here. We've got, let me show you the double row column elimination. Now this is a little bit more advanced technique, but I'll show you how that works. We've got the 2, 3 twins here, and then down here in this square we can't have a 3 in this column because there's a wall here. We've got a 3 here and a 3 here, so we know a 3 will fit in one of these cells. So we have a 3 here, 2, 3 twins, and a 3 in one of these two. Because we have a 3 here and a 3 here, we've covered both of these columns for 3s. In other words, if we put a 3, if we find out this is a 3, then this has to be a 3. Or if this is a 3, this has to be a 3. That's what we call a double, in this case, double column elimination. You can do the same thing with rows. So we know that a 3 has to fit in one of these two places, and there's already a 3 here, so we can fill this 3 in. Alright, at this point, let's start looking through sections, and we'll see if we can just find a bunch of numbers. Typically we start with sections, but I wanted to illustrate some of these techniques that we're doing. We've got a 1, let's see, 1, 1, so one of these is a 1, 1, 1, 1, but now this can't be a 1 because of this wall here. There's a 1 here, and we have what we call ghost ones here, because we know one of these 3 has to be a 1. So we have 1, ghost ones, 1. So we know the 1 has to fit in one of those two. We've got 1, 1, 1 there, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1. Okay, let's do 2s. Got our 2, 3 twins there. Okay, 2 here, 2 there. So one of these has to be a 2. 2, 2. One of these has to be a 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's do 3s. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 4s. Any of these cells can be a 4. Got 4, 4 there, so one of these is a 4. 4, 4, 4. Yeah, 4, 4. One of these can be a 4. And one of these is a 4. Okay, 5s. Okay, again, we've got a 5 here, and because of this wall, we know one of these has to be a 5. There's a 5 there. So one of those has to be a 5, and one of these has to be a 5. Okay, 5, 5, 5, and 5, One of those is a 5. One of these is a 5, so one of these has to be a 5. And we got 5, 5, 5 right here. Okay, 6. 6. 6. 6 there, so one of these has to be a 6. There's a 6 and a 6 there. So we can fill that one in. 6, 6, 6. And so therefore we know that this is a 1 and a 6 here. 1, 6 twins. We can't solve them. We could have also looked at this column to just find out those are 1, 6 twins. So let's see, we got 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay, and then we got 6, 6, 6. There's a 6 there, so that's a 6. 6, 6, 6. 7s. 7, 7. 7. Any of those could be a 7. We got a 7, 7, 7. And a 7 here. One of those. And one of these. 8. 8, 8. 8. 8. Okay, one of these has to be an 8 because of that one. And one of these 3. 8. 8. 8. And then any of those could be an 8. 9s. Got 9. 9. Okay, 9, 9. 9, 9. Oh, there's a 9 there, so. Okay, so one of these is a 9. Okay, 9, 9, 9. 9, 9, 9. Okay, one of these two has to be a 9 because of this wall. Okay. Okay. We usually find quite a few numbers when we go through sections like that. In this case, we didn't find that many. But let's look at a couple of other techniques here. We've got a couple of other ways to solve. We know these are 1 and 6, so we know what these three are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, and 9. Okay, we got a 5 there, so that's 4 or 9. We got a 9 there, so that's 4 or 5. So that has to be 4, 5, or 9. So that doesn't help us much, but now we know these two numbers. Looks like 1 and 2, because we've got 4, 5, 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so these are 1 and 2. There's a 2 there, so we can put a 2 and a 1 in. Okay, and let's look at these three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's a 9 there and no 5s or 8s, so we can't solve those. Let's look at these rows here that have 4 or more numbers in them, like this one, this one, this one, and we can see if we can solve any of those. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Okay, we've got a 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, so that's a 4. Okay, now we just have 2, 3, 6, 9. So we have 2, 3 there, so that's 1, 6 or a 9. We have a 2, 3, 6 there, so we know that's a 9. Okay, and so now we have 2, 3, 6 left. So here's a 2 and a 3, so we can fill in that 6. And we know these are, oh, and I forgot that these were twins, 2, 3 twins. So we could have, I did that a little bit harder than I needed to. If I remembered those were twins, we could have just solved these 4 numbers first. Okay, we still can't solve those 2, 3 twins there. So let's look at this row right here. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right here we've got a 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, can't solve those. We know we have a 1 and a 6 there. Here we've got a 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a 4 or a 5, and of course these are 4, 5 because these are 1, 6. Okay. Here we've got a 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, so a 1 or a 7. Here we've got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5 or 7. Okay, so we can't solve those. Let's try this one right here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 2, 4, 7, 8. Okay, we got a 4 here, so that's 2, 7, 8. We got 2 and a 4 there, so that's 7 or 8. Here we have a 2, 7, so that's 4 or 8. Here's an 8 and a 7, so that's a 2 or a 4. Let's look at this row. We only have 2 numbers left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a 2 or an 8 missing. There's a 2 there, so that's an 8, and that's a 2. Now I just noticed we have a 2 here and a 2 here, so one of these is a 2, there's a 2 there, so we can put the 2 in and finish this one. It looks like a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 4. Okay, let's look at these 2 right now because we're almost done with this column. 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, I'm sorry, I thought that was a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 9, and there's a 9 there, so we know that's a 5, and that's a 9. Okay, now we have a 9 and a 9, so we can fill in that 9. Let's see what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a 5 there. So we have 8, 5. Okay, let's look at this row. Now it's starting to get easier because we can find rows and columns with only 1 or 2 or 3 numbers missing. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's an 8 there. So 1, 8. Okay. Let's look at this column. There's only 3 numbers missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. 4, 7, 9. There's a 4 there. That's a 7, 9. There's a 9 there. So that's 4, 7. Okay. Since we have a 9 inside this square, we know these are 4, 7 twins. So we know that's a 9. Okay, and we've got a 4 there. So 4, 7, we can fill those in. Now we can complete this square right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8, and there's an 8 there. So 2, 8. And we can do this square now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we can't solve that one yet. We've got 5, 7 twins there. 1, 6, and 4, 5. We can't solve any of those. We're going to have to find numbers in here before we can solve those. Let's look at this column. 1, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we've only got 2 numbers here missing. Those are 7 and 8. So that's 7, 8. Here we've got an 8, so that's a 1, 7 and 1, 7, 8. We can't solve those yet. Let's look at these 2 right here, these 2 rows. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's a 1. We need a 1 and a 7 there. There's a 1, so that's a 7, that's a 1. And now we can possibly complete this square. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 5. There's a 5 there, so we know that's a 3 and that's a 5. Okay, now we can solve our twins up here. We have a 3 there, so that's a 2 and that's a 3. Okay, let's look at this column right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 7. There's a 6, so that's a 7 and that's a 6. Okay, now let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had to make sure I got those right. There's an 8 there, so that's a 4 and an 8. So only 2 left here. There's only one cell here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's an 8. Now we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 and 7 here. We can't solve those because we don't have 1 or 7 in these two rows. Okay, but we do have a 6 here, and this is a 1, 6. These are 1, 6 twins, so we know that's a 1 and that's a 6. And so now we can solve this one. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now you got 7, 7, so that's a 7. And this is a 5. Right? Okay, and now we'll just solve these two and we'll be done. Now these are 4 and 5, so there's a 5 there. So 4 there and 5 there. Okay. So we used the wall pattern, we used twins and triplets, and as you noticed, even though we couldn't solve some of those twins and triplets once we found them, we could still use them to our advantage. That's a very, very powerful way of solving numbers, especially in more difficult puzzles, in the hard and the diabolical ones. That really comes in handy. So if you can learn that technique well, that really helps you. And then we have double row column elimination, where we had these 3s here. We knew this was, one of these was a 3 and one of these was a 3, so we could put this 3 in. And that's a fairly powerful technique too, that helps you in more difficult puzzles. Well, thanks for watching, and watch for the hard and the diabolical solutions coming up here in the next couple of days.